Hello, how are you? I wanted to take the time to talk to you guys a little bit about myself. I know that most of you know me through my ASMR, which has been a huge part of my life for about 2 years now, and I've been creating videos across several different platforms, and it's turned into what it is now. With that being said, I know that there's a lot of curiosity around who I am, as well as misunderstanding about who I am and about my life and my history. So I thought that I would take the time to tell you a little bit about me and why ASMR is important to me, and maybe telling you a little bit about the struggles that I've had to go through. It will give you understanding of me as a person, give you a little bit of background, and help you understand why ASMR has become such an important part of my life. So we can just start from the beginning. Oh yes, I also wanted to let you know that I am now offering life and blog updates on my Patreon, or I always say that, on my Patreon. So if you would like to support my channel and support my work, the link is in the description of this video. So moving forward. So I was born and raised in Oklahoma, and I don't currently live there now. I am based in Massachusetts now. My real name is Laurel Driscoll, and I was raised in the country. My family, my dad was a minister, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and now she works in Boston, and she has her own company basically that she does now. So, and whenever I was younger, I always had an interest in art. A lot of you have seen my artwork on my Instagram page. That's something that has been with me ever since I was younger. So I guess I have 3 siblings, and there's me. I'm one of 4. And so it's Tyler, Elise, me, and Lane. And you know, I grew up in the country with horses and chickens and that type of thing. My dad's a cowboy. He still is. Whenever I guess I had a relatively happy childhood to a certain degree. I was homeschooled, which allowed me to practice my artwork. And unfortunately, though, whenever I was younger, I was sexually abused for the majority of my childhood. And I finally told my mom and my dad about it whenever I was 10, and they were able to remove me from that situation. But it tore our family apart, and you know, I've had to work through that on multiple levels at different times in my life. So I finally started going to public schools in 8th grade, and I continued my art, taking private lessons and that type of thing, and investing as much as I can into my creative practice. There's an airplane. I don't know if I should wait. Anyways, whenever I was in high school, I started dating this guy, I'm not gonna name any names right now, but I fell in love with him. He was the first everything. And you know, our relationship wasn't really healthy from the beginning, but because I had gone through what I had gone through, I didn't have the wisdom to know. Anyways, I ended up moving out with my high school boyfriend whenever I was not even graduated from high school. I ended up graduating early, and then he joined the military and we both moved to Germany. And while I was in Germany, we were married by then. You know, we got married like right after high school. And I went with him overseas, and I did get to travel. I went to Ireland, Austria, Amsterdam, Italy, France, all of these places, and those are just the ones off the top of my head. And I went to some of those places multiple times. So there was that amazing experience. I met great people while I was there, and I made friends. But my ex-husband was abusive, and he definitely had substance abuse problems. You know, he was the one who got, he's the one that, introduced me to like literally everything I've ever tried in my life as far as like experimental drugs go. And anyways, he did take liberties on me, if you know what I mean, all throughout our marriage. And I don't know, I guess I didn't realize what I deserved. But we were married for about over 2 years, and during our marriage, I got pregnant, and I lost my pregnancy, which was hard. That's a whole other story in and of itself. And then finally I left my ex-husband after he was cheating on me openly. And that was something that I was able to like clearly see that I didn't want that. And so I moved out with my friend while I was in Germany, my friend Shelby, and it was kind of during the time where I wasn't fully committed to staying with him or committed to leaving, but I lived with her and we had a great time. But she actually introduced me to ASMR while I was in Germany, and she asked me if I ever heard of it, and I said no, and she said that it helped her fall asleep. And so she actually showed me gentle whispering. And the first time I ever listened to it, I was really freaked out, and I was like, this is super weird, because I obviously got like those physical sensations. Like I immediately received ASMR, and it freaked me out. So I, on my own time, kind of like watched it, kind of like guilty pleasure, like, what is this? And anyways, I finally gained the strength to leave and come back to the States. And so I left my entire life in Germany that I had just started forming, and I came back to the States and I left him. While I left, he stole all of my money, and I essentially had, like, I went through an 18-month long divorce, fighting for what was rightfully mine. And I also did report what had happened. He got discharged from the military after 18 months of my divorce. I was awarded alimony, which is great. During that time, there definitely was a series of terrible experiences. I don't even want to go there, but essentially, you know, during a very desperate time of need, I went to my friend's house and stayed with her and her boyfriend, and something very, very bad happened that night that I still don't totally understand. But she did betray me, and it caused massive mental breakdown after that. I mean, massive. And I got arrested, which was crazy, and I got arrested for something dumb, which was like, I did a performance art. I danced, and it was suggestive dance, but whatever, like, it was traumatizing as fuck. And like, what had happened, what I had just gone through, like, I still don't even 100% know, you know. I don't think that my mind has allowed me to really fully comprehend it. So, you know, during the time that I was getting divorced, I was also dealing with legal problems for something stupid. Like, I was on probation, and I had to like pay for like a year essentially for something really dumb. So, but that's how it is in Oklahoma. If you do a performance art dance, you get arrested. After that, I realized I really needed to get my stuff together. Like, I really needed to get my shit straight, because I was all of a sudden in a terrible place in life, and I didn't know how I got there. All I knew was all of these terrible things had happened to me, and I didn't know why my life was falling apart. Like, and I obviously, during my divorce, like, I sought refuge in another man who I thought would love me, and he didn't, which obviously hurt. And so I had to decide for myself that I wanted a better life, and I used ASMR to help cope with everything. Like, it helped me fall asleep. And so I ended up relocating or living in Massachusetts, because my family had moved here while I was in Germany. They moved here, and I started going to school, and I started my ASMR pages, and I decided to call it Sugar Boogers because that was my childhood nickname. And by looking at ASMR videos, I was like, this is a perfect name for ASMR, because it's really, really weird. It's a weird name, and it just embraces that. And it also kind of took on its own like identity, and everybody kind of remembered it, or I figured that people would remember it, because whenever I started it, I had nobody following me or watching my ASMR videos. Anyway, so over the course of summer 2017, I really started investing in my ASMR, and it has continued to be the focus of my life. And I guess that and school, you know, I started going
to college for painting because that's something that I've always had, and it's something that I've always wanted to pursue. That, like, whenever I was in my marriage, my ex-husband never wanted me to go to college. He never supported that. He never wanted me to shine. Anyway, so, you know, I've built a community here, and recently, I guess, like, last summer, I fell in love with someone from New York, and he ended up essentially, you know, he's an alcoholic, and it obviously got in the way of us having a real relationship. And I didn't realize that, obviously, from the beginning, like, I didn't know but that he was an alcoholic, but this still is the beginning, because we were together for less than a year. So still is the beginning, and I started seeing these red flags, and I was like, you know what, I love you, but, like, I really want something better for myself. Like, I really, really want something better for myself. I feel like I deserve that. So I let that relationship go, and quite honestly, I'm still in the middle of letting it go. Like, I literally just blocked him on my social media, like, last week because I kept looking at his stuff and realizing that, like, he would never be the man that I wanted him to be. So yeah, anyways, those are some of the things that I've had to overcome. You know, I listed the major things. I'm not saying that that's all of it, but those are some of those major obstacles in my life. Anyway, I know that this sounds, like, weird, but, like, building my fan base, and maybe it just sounds weird to me, but, like, having you guys is it's giving me so much purpose. It's given me a lot of purpose. And it's become much bigger than what I ever envisioned. But, like, I guess the fact that I can interact with you and connect and share, it means a lot. I guess ultimately it's just important to know that we're not alone, and that, like, my struggles might not be that different from your struggles. Even though, you know, it's very easy to look on the outward appearance of things and make judgments. You really don't know what's going on in somebody's life, what they've had to go through. Anyways, I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time, and it was kind of one of those things where I feel like if I don't make it now, I'll never make it. So I just went to breakfast with one of my friends, and he was like, just do it. And I did. So anyways, now to finish the rest of my day. Alright, I love you.